Yo, what's up guys, welcome back on the YgoPro duel video. Qliphort support in the form of a new trap card, Qliphort Down. A lot of people expected new Qliphort support in one of the new sets coming out in the OCG really soon, but it's an interesting card. It's not a support that Qliphort will put to a huge top tier deck, but it's interesting. So big, Qliphort Down, two important effects. Its first effect makes it a monster card when activated, 1800 attack, which is all cool, but when it's summoned during that turn, all phase up Qliphort cards, spells and traps, I must say, are protected, cannot be destroyed. So that's cool, it protects your Qliphort Scout or any other continuous Qliphort card on your side of the field, spell or trap, from being destroyed by Mystical Space Typhoon or Twin Twister, for example, which is okay. But is this card, let's say, better than something like Magic Deflector, which has more purposes, of course, than protect against something like Twin Twister? Well, not really. That's a small downside of the card. It only, quote-unquote, only protects your Qliphort Scouts, and let's say not your rivalry of Warlords or whatever, any Floodgate card, you know what I mean. Its second effect could have been so huge when Towers was still legal here in the TCG, but sadly it's not. Well, sadly. Not really sadly, I think a lot of people, including myself, are glad that Qliphort Towers is banned, but Qliphort Down makes it so that when it's on the field as a monster card, you can attribute or use it as a one-card tribute for an Apoqliphort or Apoqliphort monsters. So currently, for us TCG players, we still have Skybase, much weaker towers, but it's something, and it's cool that we can try it out here online, but let's see a few examples. Alright, just a regular Qliphort Demise deck. Not really a huge fan of Qliphort Demise, but it's a threat in today's format as long as Card of Demise is still at a maximum amount of 3. But I get to start, immediately have access to Qliphort Scout to get a search, set up my scale, and helmet mode of 5 cards. Soul Transition, I believe the name is, to draw 2 cards to pop his field spell. Maybe I should have used it much earlier. Then again, if he had possible terraforming, to search out another field spell, Sparkstone, I believe the name is, to give your Gemini monsters the extra summon quote-unquote effect. Anyway, run into warning. I know the deck is like playing triple strike and 1 warning, so I have to look out for that and go for the Skybase, the one-off tribute off of my Qliphort Down. But as said before, Skybase is not a Towers. Towers has more attack, I believe 100 more attack. It does not have the effect, at least Skybase does not have the effect of decreasing the opponent's special summoned monsters by 500, and also the effect of discarding 1 card from Towers or sending 1 card from the opponent to the graveyard. But in this case, okay, the Skybase did pay off. Then again, if the other cards would have been other Qliphort cards, bigger Pendulum Summon could have won me the game earlier maybe, but I think he had Strike. But anyway, the question here is the Qliphort Down, is it actually worth it in the main deck? I think it is, maybe as a one-off, maximum as a two-off, I'm not really sure about that. It's also searchable by your Qliphort Scout, so I wouldn't really run more than 1 after playing with this card for a few duels. But it's something cool. It's a themed support that can be searched out by Qliphort Scout to kind of protect your Qliphort cards, and this might be interesting if Konami would release more Apoqliphort monsters, you know, monsters like Skybase or Towers. That could be interesting if Qliphort get another new Qliphort monster. But yeah, only for us TCG players, Skybase. And here I'm going to scoop it up, not really going to matter that much. The opponent had a nice start and I can't do anything. Just attacking over the Aether wouldn't have mattered that much. Anyway, your opponent gets a start, no field spell. Otherwise, he would have been able to establish a very nice field, a very big board, a very scary board as well. He goes for Titanic Galaxy. The Transmodify is not live. Again, luckily, due to him not having the field spell earlier, but setting 3 and the Skill Drain is going to is going to be very important. The card is at 1 for a reason, so I'm able to, at least I think he attacked with his Titanic Galaxy into my monster. What is it called? I think it's Qliphort Stealth, that protects your monsters from something like Stormfort, your Qliphort monsters against Stormfort, and also gives your monsters a small boost of, I believe, 300, which in this case, okay, it worked out. But Qliphort Stealth is also a card that I think is just fine as a one-off. Excellent to search out off of your Qliphort Scout against Monarchs. Again, protect your monsters from Stormfort, for example. Anyway, I think it's only out here is to summon a huge, big-ass beatstick like his ABC Dragon Buster, but a strike coming through. And Qliphort's kinda sitting behind their back row, and I think this should be game. Getting off a huge Pendulum Summon. And with all the monsters also negated by Skill Drain as well. So eventually I can attack for a game. And last game against Blue Eyes, again just showcasing the new Qliphort Down, the new trap card. Card of the Mice into set 5 and activate the scale. That's, yeah, something you want as a Qliphort player. Already a Twin Twister, maybe a bit too early, but after seeing the replay he does have a second one, so Twin Twister on 2. And here is where, in this case, of course, Deflector, Magic Deflector would have been much better, protecting my back row against his Twin Twister, so Qliphort Down didn't really do anything here. But still, the advantages of Qliphort Down over any other card being searchable by your Qliphort Scout. The fact that this is a monster when summoned 1800 is not that big, but can deal some extra damage if you want, and that one card tribute off of your Apoqliphort monster could also be important. But is Skybase worth the addition here in our, or at least in Qliphort? I'm not really sure, probably not, or maybe as a one-off it could be fine, but I'm not really a huge fan of Skybase. Yeah, 2 advanced ritual arts being dead in his hand, and here I should be able to attack for game. One of Qliphort, a disc in the deck, get a huge Pendulum Summon off of 2 monsters, and the disc is going to end the game with 2 monsters, and eventually I can attack for a game. But yeah, for the deck list, I mean, this is just a standard Qliphort Demise build. So feel free to fill in the gaps, but in all conclusions, Qliphort Down is an interesting card. It's okay, not really a huge big support for Qliphort, but it could be very good if Qliphort get a new Apoqliphort monster. You know, the big ass Towers 2.0 card maybe. That could be that could make this card much better. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.